The number one AI crypto altcoin just got 10 times better, and I'm pretty damn glad that I own about 21,000, just a bit under, of these coins myself. I want to go over the news today, what this means for the coin and what it could mean for the coin in the not so distant future, because guys, again, a lot of people don't really clue onto this sort of stuff and these announcements that occur in especially bearish times. These things add up. And in a bull run, just like I can make 100 examples with 100 different altcoins even recently, these things are latched onto by the mass market and everyone goes, what an amazing update. I want to go buy the coin now. But of course, you and I, as keen crypto investors, as people who can spot these things, like I'll show you today, we can of course hedge into this happening before it happens. Therefore, we make the good stuff. Now guys, do not forget, before we begin today's video, hit that like button, especially if you own any of these coins, technically. And don't forget to subscribe while you're down there. That tells me that you appreciate the daily crypto content. Now, I say coins because truthfully, there are coins involved in this. It's ASI. It's technically Fetch, AGIX, and also Ocean Protocol, all combined into one. Now, the beautiful thing about this coin, guys, what you have to understand is FDV, fully diluted value, doesn't mean really anything, okay? It doesn't in most cases in crypto. But because it's such a pushed narrative now, with influencers talking about it like it's the thing that you have to care about the most, we have to start to consider it a bit, okay? Now, FDV in this case for ASI is great. There's 95, almost 96% of all the supply out there, for the FDV isn't bombastic. It's actually very good. So this is a really big ups, and I think the news I'll cover today is the reason why it's also up. Well, actually, no, truth be told, 10 minutes ago, it was about 10%. So it's up quite substantially as well. Now, I do want to touch on the news. There's two parts of the news today, but I'll touch on this more recent stuff first. Basically, ASI is merging their token over to the Cardano network. So one of the members of this, let's call it coalition, if you will, the association, whatever, AGIX already has a token over there on Cardano because they believe in the technology. That's why they built there originally. And so they're now moving the Fetch token itself over to Cardano. Now, what this is going to mean is that, as they say in this report here, it's going to allow a whole bunch of new products to be built on Cardano. And I think the reason they've done this is actually quite smart. Cardano has had zero downtime. Yes, it's the fastest project out there, but we can't deny it definitely has its strong points. There's a lot of strong points about it. You might not like it because Alex Becker talks about it and says, oh, Cardano, soy boys, all these buzzwords, and people do crap on the poor coin, unfortunately, but it does have its strong points. As a blockchain, it is strong, okay? And you can understand why these people move. They don't move in the direction of whatever you or me or whatever Alex Becker says a coin is good or bad. They move based on what the project is actually capable of. So in this case, they did it because it's highly secure and very strong. Fast, low cost, all the rest of it. There's reasons why they moved to Cardano. They made a particular mention here of Cardano's core infrastructure. It has smart contracts that basically created here. I think it's called PYTH. I did a bit of research into this. Seems interesting. Nothing overly crazy, but sometimes simplicity does, of course, win, and I'm not a developer at that. So I think this move here was quite smart. Now, again, where I'm sort of going with all of this and why this is important to touch on is, number one, these guys are moving, okay? Come to their website here. They've pretty much finished phase one. Phase two has begun, where they're looking to deploy the ASI token across multiple blockchains. Right now, the ASI token, as it stands, is a layer one on Cosmos, okay? Because that's what the Fetch underlying blockchain has been built on. But now moving to Cardano, and as we'll see here with the second bit of news in a second, another chain as well, leveraging a particular use case of the second chain here. So they're branching out, but they're choosing the blockchains carefully as to bring in applications. This is what you have to understand. Now, you can call me crazy. You can say, well, Kyron, this isn't something anyone else talks about, therefore it's not true. I can guarantee you right now, we have to take in this information and consider the fact that applications and basically developments within the Cardano ecosystem and AI now is going to positively affect this new ASI coin. There's a reason why one of the largest VCs and most notable participants in the crypto ecosystem, Andreessen Horowitz, created this flywheel here to depict what actually makes a project, or a layer one at least, viable for the future. Even for this bull run, it's very useful to know. And a big part of this is incentivizing developers, third-party developers, to come on and build their applications on your network. Without them, you can't really build a community for the long term. Yeah, you can build up an interesting community based on an idea like Casper with a K, oh, this cool new layer 1, but that's only going to last a period of time. Eventually, people are going to want to interact with new projects and therefore fall in love with the ecosystem. And of course, now Fetch merging over to Cardano opens up to the Cardano ecosystem as well, which are honestly quite strong. While they might not be popular, they are quite strong. And therefore, any application that wants to leverage the low cost, high speed, high security network on Cardano as well. So we'll likely see updates coming out on this in the very near future, of course. The bull run's got probably 12 months, at least I'd like to hope, or 15 months left in it. So this is perfect timing. And as I mentioned here, why ASI? Why is this project so unique? Why have these three coins come together and created this in the first place? Well, basically, one of the greatest risks is that emerging AI, so that's AGI and ASI, will be controlled by centralized parties with special interests not aligned with global well-being. This is true. Elon Musk ended up trying to sue Sam Altman because Musk had the idea that it was going to be open source. There was a huge profit incentive, of course, for Sam to close it off, and therefore he did. I mean, people are greedy and they will work on greed. ASI plans to democratize, decentralize AI for everyone. Anyone can have access to this sort of machine, as they mentioned here, rather than the top dogs, right? Another major risk is that AGI and ASI are centralized in the hands of big tech and the military, of course. Counter this, the three-way tokenomic merger creates a well-resourced and well-organized push towards accelerating decentralized artificial general intelligence and then ASI, artificial superintelligence. So this is a massive market. You guys know this already. This report here from Grand View Research says that the market in about 2030 will be just under $900 billion. And this one from Statistica says about $850 billion. So they're all coming to similar conclusions. This market is going to be growing very, very fast. Matter of fact, a lot of these reports are quite conservative at that as well. Now, the next bit of news is also very interesting, okay? So they're kind of falling in line with this, which is, as I said before, expanding to multiple different networks, but they're expanding to the Binance Smart Chain. But I know, right, I get it. I'm not the massive fan of BNB Chain. In my opinion, BNB Chain screams scam coins, shit coins, meme coins. It's kind of like a cesspit. No offense if you love the BNB Chain. That's the way I interpret it. There are some good projects on there, likely ones that have copied their code over for a bridge, if you will, or for liquidity. But for the most part, in my opinion, it's not the best chain, at least that comes to mind for me. Now, in this case, I've partnered not with the Binance Smart Chain per se, but with a sort of subsidiary, right, of the Binance Smart Chain, which until now, before this, right, until I researched for the news, I didn't realize how big this particular project was. I'm actually quite happy about this. So they collaborated now with the BNB chain, leveraging BNB Greenfield storage. This thing, I know it's an interesting name, but I'll get into it in a second here. Enhancing the Internet of Knowledge initiative by integrating ecosystem participants. That's a bunch of buzzwords. We'll get into it in a second. But what BNB Greenfield is a place to store stuff, essentially as simply as I can put it, in a decentralized way, but very fast and very cheap. That's one commendable thing about BNB Chain. Well, two commendable things. It's fast and cheap. So much so that 100 gigabytes of storage on this thing a month is $2. Just $2. Now, if you wanted to download that 100 gigabytes of data, download it, re-upload it, and so on, $8 a month. So all up for a whole year, it's $122, and you wouldn't want to be likely doing that. That's for someone maybe creating movies or whatever it may be. So honestly, this is quite cheap, at least versus competitors, even in the real Web 2 world. So because 100 gigabytes of storage, you're not going to get anywhere else pretty much. So what does this all mean? Well, this ultimately allows SingularityNET to enhance its Internet of Knowledge initiative. This is what the buzzword they were using before. This is something that they're doing for themselves, right? A project that positions the ASI Alliance member as the knowledge layer of blockchain. Knowledge layer, particularly within AI itself. So what they're trying to do here is focus on a couple different things. First and foremost, I think this could be a new narrative of crypto. Data as an asset. So users will be able to take ownership of their data, ensuring that they'll be able to actually be the beneficiaries of that data and therefore sell it. So this is like what Jasmine is pretty much doing as well. So I think this would actually be a narrative, and of course, focusing on this is a big part, I think, of AI as well, because when you're using an AI product, you would like to have that sort of data that you've now created for the AI product. And if it's going to be sent off to, let's say, someone that's going to harvest it and use it for a product, you would like to be paid for that. You'd like to think so, okay? So the integration of SingularityNet's platform with BNB Greenfield provides an ideal platform for rolling out the next generation of AI systems that transcend the limitations of current gen AI systems and meet the full spectrum of application needs. Like I said, ASI at the forefront of AI development in crypto. Yes, we can argue all day, and I also would probably agree with you that the fact that these companies are working independently is annoying on the surface. They're obviously very smart, much smarter than us combined. They know what they're doing. They're working together on ASI, and obviously it's all going to roll back into this project because there is one token. Ultimately, there is only one token at the end of the day. 3 businesses, 1 token. So if you ask me, very good stuff. And yeah, I can't wait to see how they basically progress, right? So ultimately, guys, the stack looks something like this. You have Fetch at the very, very bottom, providing the infrastructure. Then you have Ocean providing the data privacy for everything on the network as well, and a trading layer. And then you have SingularityNET over here, providing a marketplace and also their intelligence, if you will, their time in the market. There you go, new analogy, right? And also Fetch AI being on top for the AI agents as well. So the stack is there. These projects are leveraging themselves within this carefully. And over the next 12 to 15 months, I can damn well bet my bottom dollar there's going to be developments within the ASI project itself, right? New companies coming in or new partners, and therefore people being addicted to that and price going up. That's how it works in crypto, guys. So if you want to learn more, of course, make sure you're subscribed. This is one of my all-time favorite coins. I'll keep you all updated on the channel here. And until next time, take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.